I bet most of you watching this don't care about being massive or looking like a bodybuilder. You probably just want to look lean, athletic, and like you actually lift. The kind of physique where people can tell you train even in normal clothes. And a lot of people call this the Greek God look. But here's the problem. Almost everything in the fitness space pushes you in the opposite direction. More muscle, more days in the gym, more exercises, more sets, but that's not what most people can actually sustain. And most importantly, it's not what actually works for guys who've been training for 1 to 12 months and the mirror still isn't showing it. So if your goal is to build a lean athletic physique, even if you're skinny fat right now or just overweight, I'm going to show you the exact 3-phase process I use to go from 20% body fat, bloated and tired, to 10% body fat, feeling my best and looking the part. Phase 1 is get lean enough for your muscles to show. If you're carrying too much body fat, it doesn't matter how much muscle you build because you won't see it. And I learned this the hard way. When I first started training, I was hitting the gym consistently. I had no problem showing up. I was just getting stronger in most sessions, but I was also eating in a way that didn't support the look I wanted. After months of grinding, I looked basically the same. I was frustrated because I felt like the gym just wasn't working for me. But the gym was working. The body fat was just hiding my results. For most guys, the target is to get to around 10 to 12% body fat. At that point, your face leans out, your jaw gets more defined, and you start seeing ab definition. And your shoulders and biceps actually pop. That's when your physique starts to take shape visually. I teach all of this step by step inside the core code, but here's a quick breakdown. Eat a real whole foods diet, meat, eggs, fruit, rice, potatoes, just foods with high micronutrient content, and try to avoid processed junk. So 3 to 4 balanced meals a day is literally all you need. Keep your calories at a moderate deficit, so around 300 to 500 calories below your maintenance. Now, if you've never heard of those words before, here's all you need to know. Every day, your body burns a certain amount of calories just to exist, to breathe, to move, keep your heart beating, and that number is your maintenance calories. Food is made up of macronutrients or calories. If you eat the same amount every day, you stay the same weight. If you eat more than what your body needs, you gain weight. And if you eat a little less, you're in a deficit and your body uses stored fat for energy. That's it. You're just eating a little less than your body needs, so it has no choice but to burn fat. Another tool you can use is cardio, but you don't need to do hours of it or absolutely abuse it. Add in 2 to 3 45-minute brisk walks a week, and you can do this outside, or if you want to make it a little bit more of a challenge, you can do them on an incline treadmill as well. Phase 2 is where we build the physique that actually creates the look. We don't just want to lose body fat because all that'll happen is you'll end up looking skinny. We need to build muscle. And what creates the Greek God look is muscle built in very specific places. Let's start with the V-taper. This is the foundation of the entire look. Think broad shoulders and a wide back that tapers down to a narrow waist. Next is your upper chest. When the upper chest is developed, it creates that place of armor look. Most guys are bottom heavy, so their chest looks soft or droopy. Bringing up the upper chest fixes that and makes everything look more solid. And the next is your midsection. This mostly comes down to diets like we talked about, but you can train core just like any other muscle to grow it. Now in regards to the go-to exercises, what are my personal go-tos? For shoulders, seated cable lateral raises and reverse pec deck for red outs. For a back, a wide grip lat pull down for width and T-bar rows or seated cable rows for thickness. For chest, an incline press is priority, so we can either do machines, dumbbells, or barbell incline press, then throw in a pec deck or cable fly for a few variations. For abs, I only do cable crunches with the rope, and then I sometimes sprinkle in some leg raises as well to get the upper part of the core. Now that you know the exercises, you might be wondering, how do I structure these into my weekly split? For me, I only train each muscle 1 time per week, and that's on a 3-day-a-week push-pull leg split. And I've got other videos on the channel breaking down training in more detail, but if you want to save time and get everything step by step, a training plan built specifically for you, nutrition dialed, and weekly check-in so you can actually stay on track. Check out the core code. It's a 4-month one-to-one program that works no matter your starting point, your schedule, or your equipment. But enough on that. Let's talk about the phase 3, which is the building phase. We've talked about getting lean enough to actually see your muscle, doing the right exercises to create that look, but none of that actually matters if you don't actually give your body what it needs to grow. This is where you move into small but controlled surplus, somewhere around 2 to 300 calories above your maintenance. It's basically just the reverse of what we did in phase 1. Instead of eating slightly less than your body needs, you're now eating slightly more. And this is what allows your body to actually build muscle, because muscle, it's expensive. Your body isn't going to build it unless it has extra energy available. Think of it this way. Your training is the signal to build the muscle, but the food is the material that actually builds it. If you're only training hard but not eating enough, you're just spinning your wheels continuously round and round. But the key here is control. You don't need to bulk the way most people think, where you just eat everything in sight and get fat. Instead, you slowly push your body up while staying relatively lean. My recommendation is to stay in this phase until you get around 15 or so % body fat, and then just repeat phase 1 as a whole. And over time, that's how you build a lean, athletic Greek God physique. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.